Check it. Alright guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we're going to be looking at Bed Bath & Beyond, AMC, APE, GameStop, our favorite meme stocks. We're also going to be looking at the overall stock market, what I'm expecting due to the technical analysis, where I think the markets are going and what's happening in the market and news to look out for. We're also going to quickly check in on the cryptocurrency markets, see why Bitcoin is outperforming the markets, what's happening next, and we're also going to see what altcoins are making the most gains. And guys, this will shock you. You don't want to waste a minute of this update. You want to watch the whole thing. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, and see what we have going on. We're back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we're going to be looking at the overall markets and the meme stocks and cryptocurrency. So guys, first thing I want to point out is First Republic Bank absolutely seeing turmoil right now as it went from $16 all the way down to a low of $4. And this bank and other banks are part of the reason we are seeing such pullback in the overall markets, as the SPY is down and indices are down. So we are seeing pullback in the market. Now, the SPY I do think is going to get a bounce here soon, as RSI is getting oversold and we are approaching territories that is telling us that we are due for a bounce. Now that bounce could be small. I do not think it's going to be a large bounce, but stocks do not just go straight up or down. So it is due for a bounce here soon. And if you look at the Bollinger Bands, you guys can see that the S&P 500 is making a move outside of the bands, and I do think it is going to get a bounce as RSI is getting oversold on the 4-hour and on the 2-hour levels, as you guys can see, and price is starting to move outside the band on the 4-hour time frame. So I do think a bounce is coming for the S&P 500. I just don't know how high. I do think that there is more downside for the S&P 500, as the best case scenario for this would be a double top. As you guys can see, this is your first top, this is your second top. This would bring us all the way back down to these levels here at about 380, 380, 385 on the SPY, 390, around those ranges. Now we could have a even bigger pattern in play called a head and shoulders. This would be your shoulder, this would be your head, and this could be forming your second shoulder. So if that double top plays out and we do break this sloping resistance and this resistance right here at about 380, you could see major downside for the SPY all the way down to about 345, which could indicate more downside and a much bigger crash for the S&P 500. I am in the camp that we are not done seeing the downside for the S&P 500. Right now, its best case scenario is in this rising wedge, if it holds this as support, but rising wedges break to the downside, and as you guys can see, if it continues to go in the rising wedge, it will break to the downside and be retesting these lows eventually. I do think we need to retest these lows at 380 at minimum, and probably retest these lows at 420 or 440. So I do think we will be coming back down for the SPY in the mid to long term before we start heading back up. Now, if we go ahead and look at cryptocurrency, crypto is seeing an explosive move. It's seen an absolutely explosive move last night as Bitcoin hit about 30,000 per coin. I do think Bitcoin is starting a new bull run. I think it is decoupling from stocks, and as banks begin to fail, Bitcoin is doing better and better and better. And there is a reason for that, because Bitcoin is a better option than the banks. People with big money are fleeing to safety, and they are literally fleeing to cryptocurrency for safety, to get out of the banking system and maintain their wealth and not lose value by sitting their money in a bank account and having it devalued from inflation. So that is something that you need to look at. And if you don't have any cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, I suggest you get some, as it does have a limited supply and the value will continue to go up as more and more people realize how truly valuable it is. As you guys can see, cryptocurrency altcoins have seen major gains throughout the altcoin market. This is throughout the day, but look at through the month. Some of these altcoins have seen 124, 145, 102% gains in some of these altcoins. Some of my favorites have seen incredible gains as well. It's like ADA seeing 18% gain, ETH saying a 10% gain. So we are looking at altcoins seeing nice gains as well in the market. Let's go ahead and check out our favorite meme stocks and see what's going on in our favorite meme stocks right now currently. So the first thing I want to look at is GME, GameStop stock. So GameStop is slowly filling this gap. As you guys can see, it's being pulled down with the market, but I do expect a bounce to come for GameStop. As you guys can see, price is way outside of the bands and going down way too fast. It's overextended to the downside, and I do expect it to get a bounce eventually. Probably when it fills this gap fill right around $18 even. So once it fills that gap fill going down to $18, I do expect GME to get a bounce. Now, I am expecting a big move based off my technical analysis and research on AMC, and that could provide the catalyst that GME needs to move to the upside. I'm a firm believer that if GME can get above this falling wedge sloping resistance at about $28 to $30, we could see a massive parabolic move for GME as the Bollinger Bands on the weekly time frame are getting extremely tight, telling us that volatility is coming for the stock and it is in a massive falling wedge. As you guys can see also on the monthly time frame, which doesn't give you false signals, it is about to get a bullish cross. As you guys can see, it is slowly working its way to the bullish side, about to get a bullish cross. And last time we had a bullish cross on the monthly time frame, this stock absolutely took off. The same thing for AMC stock on the bigger time frames. This is the bigger picture. We were in a bullish run when we had this run here. AMC is about to go in another bullish run, and what I think is about to happen is something like this. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at based off of my research and technical analysis. So I think AMC is about to break out of this falling wedge and start a major uptrend. I think that we're going to break out of the falling wedge, have an explosive movement to the upside, and then come back down and then start trending up and see another movement to the upside. And if you look, it would correlate perfectly with us being in this huge monthly trend. We were in a monthly bull run, as you guys can see. Then we were in a 2-year downtrend. Now we're about to get bullish momentum again and flipped to the upside and start a new run to the upside. AMC is in a cycle. This is just basic technical analysis, and it's very clear to see that AMC is about to make a massive move. Now, if we go ahead and look at APE, APE is 2% down on the day, and it did break the trend line that we have been tracking. So we need to make sure that APE gets above this trend line in order for this to be valid. But I still think this cup and handle is still in play, and I do think APE is going to run with AMC. What I think they're trying to do right now is create FUD, uncertainty, and doubt, get people to sell APE, because APE is going to be a massive problem for the shorts, because not only do they have short positions in AMC, but now they have short positions in APE as well. And once they are realized that APE is not being converted to AMC and the reverse split is not happening and the conversion is not going to happen, it is going to be a huge mess for them, because now the conversion trade no longer exists. They have these short positions, and now they are going to have to sell, giving APE a massive pop to the upside. And if you look, the Bollinger Bands on the daily time frame are constricting very, very tight, telling us volatility is coming for this particular asset. Now, one thing I don't like for APE is we're getting a bearish MACD cross. As you guys can see, bearish MACD cross. I do think that APE will continue to move away from AMC as AMC moves up. But then once AMC reaches a certain point, the breakout point around $8 to $12, then APE will start to run up with AMC. I do not think that APE is just going to be left behind without AMC, in my personal opinion. That is just based off my research and what I am thinking based off my technical analysis. If we go ahead and look at BBBY, guys, there's some news about BBBY. It is not as dead as people think. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which is different, and the delisting is just a suspension. It's not an actual delisting. It's just a suspension while they reorganize their assets. So it is not 100% over for BBBY, and it's not a 100% win for the shorts. In my personal opinion, if I had shares in this, which I do, but it's a little bit different for me, I got mine risk-free by buying them with profits from a trade I made from BBBY. But either way, if I was holding this and I had money into this, I would hold until zero or squeeze. That is just my personal opinion, but the best thing for you guys probably to do is get your money out of this. I'm not trying to say that to spread FUD,
but you might end up losing your money if you hold on to this too long, or you could see a lot of upside. There's a huge amount of risk, a huge amount of reward in this stock. Now, when it comes to the technical analysis, we are seeing the Bollinger Bands get tight, and we are seeing on the 4-hour time frame, we are starting to get a bullish cross. As you guys can see, bearishness is dying down. On the 4-hour time frame, we're starting to get a bullish cross, and on the 2-hour time frame, you guys can see that bearishness is definitely dying down, about to get that cross. Bollinger Bands getting tight, telling us volatility is coming for this stock. Now, there is a gap fill up here at 25 to 26 cents, so that gap will most likely get filled. So I could see upside in BBBY's future. Also, RSI is extremely oversold right now on the 4-hour time frame, on the 2-hour time frame, telling us that a bounce is in BBBY's future, as the RSI is oversold, and normally that means buyers step in, and it is time for a bounce after a stock has been oversold for too long. So I do think BBBY is going to get a bounce. As you guys can see, RSI again on the daily time frame, too oversold, and we are constricting, telling us a big move is coming for Bed Bath & Beyond, up or down one way or the other. And I do think that it might be a bullish move to the upside. As you guys can see, MACD is bullish on the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, BBBY also has the Bollinger Bands constricting, getting very, very tight, telling us volatility is coming. And it is very ironic that all of these stocks on the weekly time frame have Bollinger Bands that are constricting very, very tight, especially AMC and GME, letting us know that a massive move is coming for these assets. Now, what I'm looking at for AMC, as far as what we are looking at for the rest of the day and the rest of the week, I do think we're going to see some pullback for AMC. Right now, we're knocking on that trend line, and I think shorts are scared right now. They do not have the money to continue this much longer due to the cost of borrows. If they have to go to June, it will cost them billions of dollars just to go to June alone. They do not have the money to continue to keep doing this. And every time we approach this, they approach this trend line, they short us down. But recently, the rejections have been getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and we have been bouncing back, trying to bounce out of this trend line. Now, I do think AMC is going to have a slight pullback to the $485 region, pull back to that range, and then blast off either tomorrow or Friday, Monday at the absolute latest. But if it doesn't happen by then, we need to go back to the drawing board, look at the technical analysis, look at the bars pattern, and see what is going on. But that is what I'm looking at for AMC. I do think we're going to see slight pullback, and then I am expecting us to move to the upside for AMC. So if we go ahead and look at the bars pattern, go ahead and zoom in just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It does show us having a little bit of pullback before we take off. So as I can show you guys right here. Right here is the highest wick, as you guys can see, and then it has us pulling back and then taking off. As you guys can see, the dates are down here on the bottom, and it is right around the 27th and the 28th when we should see that movement to the upside. As you guys can see, the dates are down here on the bottom. We should be above $6 or around $6 by Friday, based off of my technical analysis and my research. So guys, this is what I'm looking at. Again, we have volatility for the market. AMC is looking good, moving against the market. As the market goes down, AMC is continuing to go up. As you guys can see, GDP growth rates is coming out on Thursday, and we have durable goods orders coming out on Wednesday. This is going to provide volatility for the market as well, and I do think the markets overall has to see some more downside. AMC's cost to borrow is slowly rising. As you guys can see, it's sitting at about 217%, and we have short interest at 26.62%, giving us plenty of short interest to squeeze, and FTDs again through the roof, 12 million FTDs at one point, giving us plenty of ammunition to push us to the upside, especially because T+35 closeout dates. As you guys can see, T+35 closeout dates right here, giving us shares that have to be purchased out of the market by shareholders to close out these FTDs. Now, AMC is somehow not on the threshold security list anymore, magically taken off of the threshold security list, but that doesn't mean these FTDs still exist. And since the reverse split is not happening, they will not be erased, because what the reverse split does is erase the FTDs, gets rid of the FTDs, and that's what they wanted. But now that it's not happening and it's being delayed, this is going to be a huge problem for them. And they were hoping not to have to cover those FTDs, but now these FTDs are going to have to be covered because the reverse split is not happening most likely. And it is most likely that Adam Aaron rigged the vote, because it's very clear that he sold APE to Ontario and sold away our voting rights. The court's going to see that, and this is all going to go in our favor, making a huge mess for the shorts. So guys, this is pretty much everything I have for you. Again, we have that update for the courts happening on June 26th. I think it is June 26th that we have that court date, but this is the summary for the court date. We will not have anything happening to the end of June. I believe it is the 26th of June when we will have our next court date, which could be a potential catalyst to move to the upside, but I think we will squeeze much sooner than then. I think we're going to have a massive movement to the upside, then come back down, and then, so basically, like the bars pattern says, have a massive movement to the upside, and then of course this all takes time, this takes days, have a massive movement to the upside, come back down, and then start continuing to the upside, and then have another huge pop to the upside for AMC. As crazy as it sounds, this is what I'm looking at based off of my research, based off the falling wedge, based off all the technical analysis, and all the DD that I've been doing for the past 2 years. So guys, this is everything I have for you. Again, Bitcoin market's looking very good. Stock market not looking too good. It looks like it's going to see more downside. Bitcoin market looking like it's decoupling from the stock market, going against it, going up while stocks are going down. Also, meme stocks like AMC seeing green, and GameStop was green earlier today, but seeing upside and outperforming the market. This is exactly what we want to see, and I do think we are very close to seeing what we all want to see, the AMC short squeeze and meme stock MOAS. So guys, this is what I am looking at. Basically, we're in a recession. Volkswagen squeeze happened in a recession. This is going to be our Volkswagen squeeze. Markets are not looking good. Looks like more downside. Bitcoin markets looking great. Hopefully you guys have some crypto. Hopefully you have some meme stocks. Hopefully you have some SQQQ to prevent against the market crash and make a fat bag while the market is crashing. And hopefully we all make money. So guys, that's what I have for you. As always, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more Data Zero updates. We talk about stocks, trading, AMC all day long. I also have other people there as well providing value to the Discord. So if you want to see that, go ahead and check that out if you find it interesting. And as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
Alright guys, that was the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like. And remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more Data Zero updates. We talk about stocks, trades, cryptocurrency, AMC all day long. I go live there, streaming, everything else as well. So if you have questions for me or anyone else, go ahead and check us out. We have a huge community there discussing AMC and stocks all day. It's absolutely free. And also, I appreciate each and every one of you that watches the end of the video. It truly does mean a lot to me. And as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.